Hello guys, welcome back to S3D, and today I want to talk about 3D printing action figures. So essentially, in the last year or so, I have seen significant improvements in the print quality of 3D printed figures. Even up to 2021, I was looking at those 8K printers and the details that even the nicest resin printer was printing stuff that still had the marks. Obviously, like the telltale sign that the item is being 3D printed. With the new 12K printers, they look very, very close to injection molded plastic. So, yeah. And nowadays, you have various different type of filament printers that can print like ABS and stuff like that. So basically, with a combination of being able to print an ABS frame or inner frame for the figure, and then you have external parts that's made from 3D printed resin, you got yourself a really, really high quality figure. And more and more data is out there. People have more and more files on the internet, and also, people are getting more and more creative in this community. There is just people posting hundreds, maybe thousands of files daily on the internet where you can just, take certain designs and you can alter them for yourself to make it, something that can work for you. All these are open source. People give out these files for free, so other people can, take advantage of the technology, right? I feel like at some point, this is really gonna pose a threat to like the toy companies. The toy companies are cutting more and more corners, especially one company in particular. You're paying $25 for a figure that have barely any paint work on them. They have like outdated technology. Uh, for like 90% of the stuff, everything is reused, right? And there's no uniformity to the parts in between figures. Something is too big, something is too small. The figures don't look in scale with each other. All these kind of issues can be remedied with 3D printing. And if you're printing your own figure, right? I don't think the licensing right matters. If it's like an open source figure, character somebody designed, you pay them for designing the character for you and stuff like that. I don't think it matters. Like if you want like a licensed character, but somebody's just making you a custom, character for yourself, a custom version of that character for yourself. I don't think uh, that will trigger any sort of a licensing issue. Especially you're paying for the labor, but you're printing the product yourself. I don't think companies can stop custom artists from like designing or creating like a virtual file that other people can print. So I think a lot of that can be bypassed. In the past year or so, a lot of people have approached me. People that I used to make custom figures for in 112 scale. They're like, you know what, you should get better at 3D printing. Doing all this technology, and they just model the whole thing and create these type of characters. You're talking about like you're crapping on like Hasbro's Wolverine, saying like they don't do a very good job on making a Wolverine. Why don't you make a better one, right? And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. This is definitely something I'm interested in doing. uh, in the past, basically, I just buy like Marvel Legends and I add more details to them, or I repaint them, or I do modifications. Nowadays, people want it more. They don't want just the standard, uh, boring old articulation. They want to see people get more creative, right? I think this is definitely possible. I think the technology have gotten to the point that we can pretty much just make our own action figures. We no longer have to. I can see this happening in the next 5 years. As technology progress, and more people gain access to this kind of stuff. We're talking about no more going to big box stores and buying all these shenanigans, or can basically just be able to like make all your stuff at your house or wherever you live, and just print these figures and put them together yourself. That's definitely something I'm really looking forward to. I think at some point, uh, this can be achieved with the technology. So yeah. So basically, this year I decided I'm just gonna go all out. I'm gonna upgrade, build a new PC, and I'm gonna use that to get really, well, at least try get really good at 3D modeling, so I can start designing these figures. I already have printers. I have stuff that can print PLA, but I don't have one that can print ABS. So I'm considering upgrading to that. The initial cost is really expensive, but once you start designing products, you can sell them. You can like, you know, uh, I know a lot of people who have made a lot of money, just either designing files or just like selling these custom figures. There's really a lot. There's a huge market on this. I've seen people who made a business selling like 3D printed guns on Macari. People made a business selling 3D printed torsos, blank bodies for customization on eBay and Macari. They're making, at least like $15,000 a year just on, making custom figures with their 3D printers. Those printers have paid for themselves so many times over. So yeah, this is definitely something that I think, uh, you know, we're about to reach this threshold, and at some point, uh, we don't have to be, slaves to these shitty companies anymore. They can do whatever they want. They can design or reissue, reuse, or create whatever character they want. But as a community, as a whole, we can probably, go above and beyond what they can do. So we no longer have to rely on these corporations to make like characters that we want. If we want a character, we can probably get someone, a freelance artist, to design it for us, and then we can print it ourselves. And even if we don't want to do that ourselves, we can contract somebody else to print the figure. And I know people already pay for custom figures all the time. So this is definitely something that we can do. If I don't want to do it myself, I can hire someone who's more talented to do it for me, right? So yeah, um, generally speaking, I want people to take these as a consideration. A lot of people were a couple of years ago were telling me like, this is just not gonna happen, but boy, I think people were wrong. The 3D printing community has basically become like a really big thing, and it seems to just getting more and more impressive over the years. So this is definitely something, if you're tired of these corporations, you're tired of these like lazy half-ass products, maybe it's time to take another look into the whole 3D printing community. That's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.